Go NASA. Go SpaceX. Go America. It was just a year and a half ago that the President of the United States put in his State of the Union address, he said, "We are going to launch American astronauts on American rockets from American soil." And he looked at me and he said, "You're going to make that happen." And here we are a year and a half later, and with the help of Elon Musk and the SpaceX team, we have delivered. But of course, the President's agenda is just beginning. There is so much more. He turned around and he recreated a moon program. And he said, we're going to go to the moon for a purpose because we as a nation are going to get to Mars. And I will tell you, this area, this little agency we call NASA is excited about it. I want to tell you a quick story. My job is to introduce the Vice President of the United States, and I'm going to do that in just 1 second, but I have to take a moment. It was about 9 years ago, that the Space Shuttle Atlantis landed right here for the last space shuttle mission in the history of the United States. And the next day, 2,000 pink slips went out. And over the course of the next 2 years, this area went from 15,000 jobs down to 7,500 jobs. Devastation for the Kennedy Space Center and really a lot of very disgruntled NASA employees. But I'll tell you this, the vision now is as bright as it's ever been. We are one step by one step accomplishing what we need to do as a nation to lead again in space, and it's not just rhetoric. The President is backing it up with his budget requests, and we're getting bipartisan support in both the House and the Senate for this very aggressive space agenda that includes NASA, but it also includes the brand new Space Force, which is a great partner of ours right here at the Cape. So now I have the great honor of introducing a person who was put in a role by the President of the United States, and this role had been gone for 25 years. The role was chairman of the National Space Council. President Trump said, we're going to make space a priority, and here's how serious I am about that priority. We're going to put the Vice President of the United States of America as the chairman of the National Space Council, and we're going to put on that council the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of State and the Secretary of Commerce and the Secretary of Transportation and the Director of National Intelligence and so many others. And here's what we have done. As a nation, America is again leading in space, and we are proud. This little agency, yes, please, America is leading again in space. And I can tell you that when the Vice President got that role of chairman of the National Space Council, he took to it like a duck takes to water. We've had meeting after meeting about how to make America preeminent in space, and of course I have entertained phone call after phone call about this mission that we accomplished here today. The Vice President is a very, very real space enthusiast. He, of course, has been very supportive of what is now the largest budget in NASA's history in nominal dollars. And of course, right here at the Kennedy Space Center, we are seeing the benefits of that today. We have, for the first time since 1972, we have a human landing system funded to go back to the surface of the moon. And now we have contracts for that human landing system. And of course, one of those partners is SpaceX. Thank you for partnering with us yet again. So it is my pleasure and my honor to introduce to you the chairman of the National Space Council, the Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence.